right, are we ready?
Yep.
Good. All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. We got a special treat for you guys. Sorry for the delays we had. A little technical difficulties all on me. I pushed a button and ended the other one. We had to set up a new one. I'm glad you guys could get here if you found it. If not, please go out on social media right now and repost the link that you got. Let everyone else know. We had a whole lot of people here who probably aren't going to make it, but we'll be able to catch a live stream later. So today, what we're going to do, I'm Brandon Todd of Insure Sales. We're going to preview the SWAT conference with Nate Offord, the man who has put something together. I'll just say something real quick. This is my first SWAT conference. And last year, I started talking to people in the industry right after the SWAT conference started. And they're like, you haven't heard about this? You haven't been? And they told me it's one of the most unique and exciting things out there, just really hard hitting. And to see all the trainers on here and all that's very exciting. So we're gonna dive deep and all that. But Nate, if you're there, why don't you tell us a little bit about SWAT and what we can expect?
Well, I'm excited to have some of the trainers on there. We call them trainers. We're not speakers. We're trainers. We're actually going to train you on what to do. I don't know if you guys ever been to an event where I guess my line, Trey, is motivation without education equals frustration. That's right. I've been to so many different things, and I'm not putting anything down the industry. I mean, like 8%, amazing event. Yes, education, motivation. I'm not talking about anything in particular. People go, are you talking about my event? No, I'm just saying I've been to hundreds, if not thousands of events over the years in network marketing and the credit card processing business and insurance business where I went and left motivated and excited, but like I really didn't have tangible things to take away. So the biggest thing what I wanted to create in terms of SWAT or strategic wealth accumulation taxes is bringing on the best of the best that come on and teach you what they did. Like to have a single mom going through what she did, Jessie Park, to creating $100 million agency. I mean, like, how do you do that? Like, what were the steps? What was the tangible things that you did to achieve that level, or to have someone like a Trey Honeycutt to help his IMO go from whatever it was to $600 million? I mean, come on, a year, like seriously, like he introduced the recruiting parts for Warren Market, Cold Market. Like, what did you do? So we rally around. We like to keep it to a small workshop environment where we have people coming in because, you know, a couple thousand people, everything else kind of loses its appeal in terms of a workshop. So we have a workshop environment. I know Jesse went last year. I know Brandon, it's your first year. I know that Trey, it's your first year and everything else. So I'm just super excited about not only the information I can share what my mentor taught me, but more importantly, having these experts in the industry that can just really pour into you to teach you what it is that they did to have the success and the growth. So I'd love to hear from Trey Honeycutt. You know, I got a chance to meet him on the Ultimate Agent 2, right? It was my second time back. And it was funny because there was no drama, Trey, right? Like I thought there might be drama, you know, like me and Roger kind of hit heads a little bit. And we're like looking at each other like, we do the same thing. We teach the same thing. We're on the same page, you know? And so we developed an incredible friendship. And I'm very excited to have him speak at the event. So Trey, why don't you talk to these guys a little bit about gals, about what you're going to bring into the table and what they can expect.
Well, I'm super excited about it. And I appreciate you having me on, Nate. I mean, we're definitely cut from the same cloth. You know, somebody told me years ago that, you know, this business is 90% mindset and 10% skill set. And I was running around telling people that for a long time. And then somebody stopped me and they said, listen, if you learn the skill set, though, it'll give you the confidence to maintain the mindset long enough to win. And that's where a lot of people are missing it because they never slow down to develop the skills. And the skills are specific. You know, the skills to recruit and build a large agency are much different than the skills to go out and sell a lot of insurance. You know, if your goal is to close people and sell insurance, which is a great goal to have, being a great salesperson is a great goal to have, it's not the same goal as building a volunteer army. It's not the same skill set as building a volunteer army. So that's what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about specifically, how do you take a team, warm market, people that you know, find people that are truly interested in what you have, and then bring them along for the ride and empower them to do the same thing that you did. Creating a duplicatable business that'll grow in spite of you, not just without you, but in spite of you. And I think that's That's a skill set all in and of itself. And where I see a lot of people mess it up is they make the business too much about them and never give it time to move away from them. And what Nate has become a master of, and what he's going to teach, and the foundation he's going to lay at this event, is how to develop a skill set that will allow the very newest person, the brand new person, to go out and build a foundation that everybody can grow upon, that'll work without them, and that's the true test of this business. Being successful is one thing, but the true measure of success is, do you have successors? Are there people behind you that can follow in your footsteps? And that's very much a matter of just developing the proper skill set. And the skill set of recruiting is unique. And we're going to get into exactly what that looks like, the right expectations, the right daily method of operation, what it looks like when you're winning, what it looks like when you're not winning. How do you create momentum? How do you advance momentum? How do you push it along when it doesn't feel like it's going the right way? What does it feel like when it actually is working? How can you tell when it's actually working? We're going to get into all those things. And what I found is a lot of people are a lot closer than they actually think they are. Most people think it's this big mythical, existential, faraway thing. And the truth is they're just a couple clicks off. They're just a few feet from diamonds. And that's what this conference is going to do for so many people. It's going to unlock that knowledge and understanding that there's only a few changes you need to make, and you're a lot closer than you think.
Yeah, I think it's so key what you're saying, because we're cut from the same cloth, so to speak. What he means by that is that we are both in network marketing. We are both in other ventures, and like the skills that we learned about recruiting and training and building a team. You said creating momentum. That's the hardest part, right?
Mm-hmm.
You go outside when you're a little kid and you want to create a snowman. Imagine going out there, you're rolling the little ball, right? And you're going, oh, it's time for lunch, or it's time for dinner, or it's time to do this. The sun melts, it's done, right? Like the hardest thing is getting that momentum, creating momentum. Then it's maintaining the momentum. And then how do you advance the momentum? Because the advancing the momentum is where the money's really made. That's where the millions of dollars are made, in advancing the momentum. So we're going to talk a lot about that, and having people who have tried and true, have done it not only once, but twice, 3, 4, 5. I mean, I watched you and we talked about your past and the industries you're in. I mean, you didn't do it once, Trey. You did it twice. You didn't do it twice. You didn't do it 3. You did it 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. And it worked every time.
Yeah.
Because there's skill sets that are taught, that you learn, that continue to work no matter what the industry, no matter what the product, no matter what the service. People are people are people. Like, what attracts people to your opportunity? How do you know what it is? How do you address them? How do you get them involved? How do you keep them going forward? How do you get them to advance? How do you get them to duplicate is the key, right? How many people would have success if there was only one McDonald's, right? How did McDonald's duplicate? They duplicated billions and billions of serve. Every one of you can go cook a freaking hamburger in your backyard way better than McDonald's. I guarantee you. We can line you all up. We can go to the backyard barbecue fest. Everyone can cook a hamburger way better than McDonald's cooks. Would you all agree with that? Yes. But you're not selling billions.
Right.
You don't have the real estate market on every corner of every street in freaking America and across the world. So the principles that Trey was taught and I was taught and a lot of people taught, we're going to teach those there. We're going to give you strategic wealth accumulation tactics you can take away with you to go out there and duplicate yourself. Because in the book, Think and Grow Rich, which you can see right there, right? Think and Grow Rich, 20-year study of all the most successful people in the world. Henry Ford, Charles Schwab, King Gillette, all the people that were most successful. What did you do to achieve success while they were having the Great Recession, for God's sake? People were standing in line for soup and food. They couldn't afford to freaking buy a meal. What did you do differently? And I'll give you the Cliff Notes. They said OPI, OPE, OPM. Not the drug, but other people's money, other people's ideas. But the key was other people's efforts. So a lot of you guys may be out there being producers. You're doing really good. You're making $100,000, $200,000 a year. But what if you could duplicate that? What if you can make a $2, $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, $1 million a year, whether you work or not? And one of the leading experts on that, what I've seen happen is Jessie Park, and what she's created is just like, beyond me. How fast she rose, but the difficulties she went through and what she was able to accomplish. And she's, to me, is an excuse buster, right? You have all these excuses. People It's so funny, Trey, Jesse, right? People go, I'm not good in sales, but they sell themselves every day why they're not good in sales. I'm not good in sales, but they sell the excuses of why they're not farther ahead, why they don't have the lifestyle they want, why they don't have the luxury they want, why they don't have the whatever it is. They sell themselves so good. They're a damn good salesperson. The problem is they're selling themselves all the reasons why they shouldn't be successful, you know? And the thing I love about Jessie Park is the fact that what she had to overcome to get where she's at. So, Jessie, why don't you share with them a little bit about what you're going to bring to the table? Because we're excited to have you as a female powerhouse at the SWAT event. So we're very excited to have you there. Oh, you're muted, I think, or something, or I can't hear.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, now we can, yes.
Okay. I said, first off, Nick, you flatter me. So thank you for speaking so highly of me. I appreciate that, and it warms my heart. You know, we're really just going to dig into it and really what it took to get from when I started to now. It was really just consistency and hard work. And I feel like that's like run to the ground and we all talk about it so much, but it does take a certain mindset to be able to push through all the things that you have to do. Like I was a dialing agent, and I don't know if anyone can relate or knows what that means, but that means I dialed 400 to 600 people a day, every single day, nonstop, except for Sundays. I spent Sundays with my kids. That meant working that into my schedule, because as a single mom, I had to take my kids to school. I had to pick them up. I had to cook dinner, help with homework, and what have you. So they weren't little. They were 13 and 15 when I started, but they still need, obviously, their mom to pick them up and do things. So I split up my day, and I dial from 9 to 2, and I dial from 6 until midnight. And that also meant going to bed around 12:30 and waking up at 6 o'clock the next day to take my son to school. He had to go first. And then I took my daughter to school, and her school started at 8:20, and I had to be home by 9 o'clock. So, you know, it meant arranging my life and my schedule. Of course, I didn't want to do that. Like, of course I didn't. Of course, I'd rather watch TV or, you know, not dial like that. But for me, it was the very first time I had ever seen an opportunity where I got paid what I was worth. And I had always been corporate, or I did entrepreneurial stuff before, but like I am an artistic person. So I'd paint and sell my artwork on the streets, you know, like nothing crazy. And then I did corporate, like I hated corporate, but as a mom, you just got to do what you got to do. So I was very much used to going to an office and having a boss, and working from home, honestly, was one of the hardest things for me. And getting into that mindset that if I can put in XYZ hours for some boss that lives in Indiana, why can't I dial for 8 hours for myself and build up my book of business? And so once I came to that realization, then I had a heart-to-heart with myself, and I came up with a time blocking method. It's probably been done before, but I found something that worked for me, and then I stuck to it. And that's probably the hardest part, is sticking to a schedule that you don't really even want to do, but you know that at the end of the tunnel, there's going to be rewards. Like you're going to make sales, you're going to start earning residual income. And for me, I always made it to where if in 7 months I still suck at this, I can quit, right? But for me, I really wanted to see if people that were my mentors or my uplines, if they were telling the truth, and if they really got residual income after 7 months. And so I just thought they were all just lying. Like, there's no way you make this much money selling insurance. And so I stuck it out, and I ended up writing $1 million in 8 months. And I didn't come from a background of sales. I didn't come from really, you know, my background was in marketing and social media for the corporate side, and artistic stuff for my own like entrepreneurial side. So, you know, I think I surprised myself. I surprised everyone. And then from there, I just started building up my team and recruiting. And you know, during like the downtime or whatever, or you know, after a certain hour, I'd use that same time blocking method, and I would dedicate my time to recruiting. So I would call people off Indeed, and I'd place ads. Granted, I didn't have a large ad budget then, so I'd maybe spend like $50 a month on Indeed or ZipRecruiter and call those people. And it was a slow, arduous task of recruiting and building a team, but I did it. And now we are 6.5 years in. We just celebrated 100 million in net annualized premium back in January. And we have over
100 million.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
100
And
million. And look at your, are you in
Go,
your new,
girl.
are you in your new house, by the way?
I am in my new house. Yeah.
She doesn't like to brag. I like to brag on her 7,000 square foot house. It's like, are you kidding me? Like she was showing, she's like, I don't want to put it on my video for my intro. I don't want to brag. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to brag on you because it's I mean, money doesn't buy happiness. Okay. Whatever broke person made up that one, I have no idea. Of course, I can't imagine you don't wake up happy in your house every day, right? It doesn't buy fulfillment. You need your spiritual, mental, physical, social, all that gets fulfillment. Yes, but money gets the game out of the way. It makes you happy, right? It's like saying you have children, right? Can you imagine like your kids wake up and they have 2 birthday presents or 2 Christmas presents under the tree? How happy are they?
I lived that life. For most of my kids' growing up, we were like, I don't know if I'd say low income, but like one household income, right. And I think I made like the max was like $42,000 a year. Wow. Tons of times where, we had to shop at Goodwill and on and off food stamps, depending on if I had a job or not, like it was rough in the corporate area. Like 2008, I got laid off twice in 2008. I had to file for bankruptcy in 2008, it was definitely really hard. I thought school was the answer. I put myself through school. I graduated in 2.5 years with a bachelor's degree, going to school at night and working during the day. And I graduated with like I said, a bachelor's from UCF and literally got the same exact job after school that I had before school, except now I had $65,000 in debt. So,
So you went from being bankrupt. Hey, wait. I guess this right here. I was doing some math. What was it? 2023 minus 2015?
I filed for bankruptcy in 2009.
Wow. Well, you're 14 years ago, you're bankrupt.
Yeah.
And now you're running an agency that does over $100 million, living in a 7,000 square foot house, trading in your Lamborghini and your freaking G-Wagon for whatever else you're doing now.
I mean, in the G-Wagon.
What's that?
I said I didn't trade in the
G-Wagon. Oh, you kept the G-Wagon. You traded your Lambo. Okay, so, but where can you go? What industry, Trey, Ollie, Cody, what industry can you go in and go in? I mean, it was 14 years, right? Obviously, but obviously you had some transition before you got into the industry, but still, let's say it took you 14 freaking years to go from bankrupt to the lifestyle you have. Like, where can you go do that with no degree? No, like, it's like, it's mind blowing to me, right? It's mind blowing to me that the people can have this type of income. And what you said was so true. I wasn't good at it. I was doing $400 to $600 a day. Jesse, people don't do $400 to $600 a month or a year, let alone a day. But you said if I keep at it and I keep doing it, if other people have accomplished it, I can do it too. But here's the cool part. I don't know if you guys ever cheated before, right? I did a little, right? If you find somebody who has what you want, you do what they do, you're going to get what they got. I mean, like, it's that simple. I always talk about it. If I sit behind the valedictorian, my friend told me this, right? And I position myself beside Heidi Pearson. Oh, I'm sorry. But the valedictorian of the class, right? And I copy her Scantron when she starts filling the letters, and I position my desk. Not that I would do this, but I position my desk perfectly so I can see what she's writing down. And she gets 100, and I get a 98. I'm not really shocked. Right? I missed 2 on purpose, right? I mean, my friend missed 2 on purpose. Yeah, not me. Right? Because I copied someone into what they're doing. And so many people, Trey, Jesse, Ollie, Jeff, they complicate this business. And so what I want to do, or what we are doing, and what we have been doing, is we bring in for 2.5 days. We say, listen, we're going to uncomplicate the business. Imagine you want to be a magician. And you get up there and go, man, David Copperfield, I don't know who, that's the only one I know I'm old, right? Man, how did they make the Statue of Liberty disappear? Do you all realize that David Copperfield did not make the Statue of Liberty disappear? It was still there. Right. But we saw it disappear, right? Remember when we did that? Wouldn't you like to know how he did it? Imagine for 2.5 days, he comes in and you have all the best magicians in the world and they show you, here's how we did it. Let me show you. It's not magic. Here's how, because I mean, okay, some of you guys probably, what was Simon Cowell believes in real magic, whatever. It's not magic. They count cards or they force a card. They have a system to how they do it, to perceive it. So everyone goes, oh. And the problem with success, and the thing I struggled with so many years, was that I thought there was some type of magic, some magical dust, some mystical thing that I needed to know. And they put me in a room for 2.5 days and I went, hey, here's how it's done. I went, I can do that. I can do what Trey's saying. I can do what Jesse's saying. I can do what all these people are saying. I can follow that path and that simple thing step by step. And so obviously you're naturally motivated, right? I mean, would you leave motivated if you had a system and laid out exactly how to do what you want to do?
Right.
That's what we're going to do. So Ollie, I would love to hear from you, man, because I got a chance to meet you. You're a stud. Your son's a stud. You're a stud. The things you've been able to accomplish. Just hearing your story about what you created, spending a decade creating something and then having to walk away from it. I can feel your pain because I've been there before.
Sure. Yes, sir.
But the thing I think we share is that you can take my car, you can take my house, you can take my dog, but you can't take what's in here. You can't take what's in here. Because if
it's so great to hear you say, bud. I want to start by saying I'm fired up too. I got some agents here from TIA that are on the call as well. We were just talking about this stuff. Like I was talking to Jeff. Jeff's on the call. I was talking to Jeff Milburn about this just earlier today. We're talking about comfort level. And we're talking about everything Jesse's talking about. Nothing sounds easy. It doesn't sound like, Jesse, you had a moment there where you just had all this absolute confidence. Everything's going great. No, actually, you got in a dark place, the lowest place you've probably been in, and then, boom, the sunlight came. And things started to happen. It didn't happen overnight. It wasn't a one-hit wonder, but it was your consistency, your hard work, your discipline that made it happen, and being a bit uncomfortable.
And Ollie, I want you to kind of either cut out and join back in or something. What you're saying is so gold, but your audio is really like a bad.
Okay.
Like back when I was 12 and we had the UHF channels.
Sure, okay. Okay, you know what? How about now?
No, same. It's the same.
All right, I'll be back.
Jump up and pop up because I want to hear it. So,
Perfect.
Brandon Todd, I'm going to bring you on because you're. I got a chance to meet you here recently through Cody Askins and through that connection, and your resume is so freaking long. I'd be here for an hour and a half trying to read it about everything you've done. What I noticed about you, which is an exceptional skill, is you're an innovator, right? You look at, here's a problem. How do I find a solution? But not only how do I find a solution, how do I become an innovator to make that solution to be the shortest distance between A and B, if that makes any sense, right? And maybe I'm off, but I don't know you that well, but it's kind of what I see when I hear we have conversations, we talk. We do our conference calls with Buckley and just getting you part of the event. I know you're a huge sponsor of the event, which we appreciate. But you're also going to be a speaker and a trainer. What are you going to bring? What are you going to bring to the table here, sir, to help these guys launch their career in the insurance industry? I guess.
Well, I feel intimidated, first of all, because all these other great trainers have accomplished so much, and I have my own accomplishments. But when you get around this quality of people and all this, and we all have our insecurities, like, whoa, I didn't do what she did, I didn't do what he did. So I'm going to share, I'm going to be sharing some of the things that I learned about just basic entrepreneurship. And I think the key that you can look at it is, I started out cold calling in my childhood bedroom, with not anything. I didn't have money for an apartment or anything else. I was just home from college and started cold calling. And the skills that I learned doing that are what propelled me all the way through to everything that I've accomplished in life. And if you look at it, when you get up, the more you climb up, and all of a sudden the doors start opening to you. Now you are sitting there talking to CEOs of large brokerages or insurance companies, and you're just dealing with all these corporate people and the people who manage $100 million portfolios, $1 billion portfolios. You're talking to all these people, and you're like, this guy couldn't sell a policy if he had to. Now, they have a different skill set that is a lot longer and a lot harder. Now, if they could learn our skill set, the whole world would be a lot easier and life would be a lot easier. But what I want everyone to know is that the skill that you learn to sell a single insurance policy can propel you forward beyond your wildest dreams. I never imagined I'd do all the things I do, accomplish all the things I have, found the paths of creativity, and been able to find my own potential. But it all started with making cold calls. It all started with sitting down, learning how to communicate. Hello, Miss Jones. Miss Jones, hi, this is Brandon from Todd Insurance Agency. How are you doing today? Great. Listen, the reason I'm calling you, I want to let you know about the savings we were able to offer people on their Medicare supplement insurance. We've been able to save people $300-400 a year while giving the exact same and sometimes even better coverage than they already have. Who's your Medicare supplement with, Miss Jones? Boom. That was 20 years ago. I haven't said that since, but I remember it because I said it over and over and over. And I worked it and I worked it. And I got different responses. I had different people saying different things to me. I learned how to react to each one of those. I learned to have empathy for each person, the situations they were in. I learned how to stretch conversations and to go in and not just come in and say, hey, your supplement's the same as mine. Mine's a little better. I'm a good agent. I love you. Here, it's $20 less. Let's sign up. I learned the value of making friendships, building relationships, and that is that spark that makes the sale. And that skill that you learn, if you can become a producer as an insurance agent, that skill will propel you to beyond anything you can imagine if you have a big enough vision. And so what I try to teach people to do, I ended up being a big software developer and internet marketer because that was, I guess, the times I was in. And I didn't realize, I thought the whole world was doing what I was doing, but it turns out they weren't doing it as well, or there's one or two people doing it as well. And that was our focus. And I had a unique skill set. Most people gravitated a whole different way. But the neat thing is I was able to unlock my true potential and the things that excited and motivated me, and find my path in life. That ended up, going into different types of business, innovating different industries. And I say the key to entrepreneurship is this. The key to entrepreneurship is find someone's problem and say, why does it have to be this way? It doesn't have to be this way. How can we make it better? That's it. How can I solve your problem? So for instance, my father and I, we used to gripe as we, complain like, we're bringing on agents. We had 4 or 5 agents. We're number 2 agency in the country. That's around the year 2000. And we just always caught ourselves saying, well, if I could only just spend my time selling, I might make some damn money. Well, we went in because you have all these other things you have to do when you decide to go from U to 5. And then when you go from U to 10 and then U to 10 to 20, 20 to 100, each time you have to completely redefine yourself, redefine your skill set, and know a lot of things and bring in other people. But you can't just hire it out. You have to know who to hire, how to hire, and how to connect with them. So it gets really hard as you grow, but you can take it step by step. And what my father and I always did was we at the end of his career, we were like, hey, we never did get to spend 100% of our time selling, but we made sure everyone else could. So our agents only had to sell. They logged in their CRM. They had everything right at their fingertips. They had the leads, they had the quotes, they had everything, all integrated, everything ready to go. And that's what I'm doing for the industry with some new projects I'm working on, is to do that at massive scale. And so I'm going to be teaching people, first of all, wherever you are, and I'm just going to give the nuggets. I'm going to lay down what took me, and, Nate, you're going to appreciate this. You told me, look, don't hold back. This is training. This is training. Don't come up and give some beautiful speech and get a rah. Right. You said train their ass.
No keynote. Train them.
So I am going to. By the way, I'll get to this after I finish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop nuggets. I'm going to drop gold. I am going to start with my career, early things that I did from the very beginning, the exact tricks I learned so that you don't have to. Lots and lots of reps. You're going to have to learn those skills through reps. But if I can show you the way, I can show you the things that I learned through all my stuff, and you'll do the reps, you can take exactly what I'm putting in, what I'm saying. You'll be able to take it home, put it into practice, and you will build yourself not only to success, but into a success in a way that scales. Because that's what I wish everyone taught me early on, was that what you're doing right now isn't going to translate to the next level. And you're going to hit, and you're going to have to fall back, and you're going to have to come back. But if I can show you now, if you're an individual producer, whether you're cold calling from your childhood bedroom or you're running an agency 5, 10, 20 people, I can show you how to bring those things so that you can start those activities and behaviors now that will propel you to the next level. And I'm just going to drop the goods. And
well, I gotta tell you this. I'm gonna stop right here. What you talked about, I don't want people to miss it, was so important because, like, if you ever talk to someone who climbed Mount Everest, right? And you actually talk to them, they have Sherpas that take you up because they've been up and down the mountain. They go up, they go back down, and they go up, and they come back down. So they have to acclimate to the actual change in the air pressure in their bodies and everything. And I never knew that. I thought, like, oh, you just climb Mount Everest. Oh. And like, that's like, how key is that, just to know when you're scaling a business, the level you scale businesses at, that there's certain points of the time you have to go, hey, I'm here, but I have to go back down for a minute. I got to slow down to speed up. I have to slow down. And I mean, that lesson alone is worth millions of dollars, because a lot of us think, oh, we get to Mount Everest. We're just, no, you die.
And to know that that's normal. To know that that's normal.
Yes.
A lot of times people get growing and then they hit something, they have all these problems. They think, oh my gosh, I'm a failure. And they start losing money and they keep trying harder. It's like, no, it's okay. You now have seen over the horizon. It's time to come back, shore up your skill set, shore up your team, get your skills right and all that, so that you can go back up that mountain again.
I mean, that's key, right? Keynote. A keynote is a public speaking, is a talk that establishes the main underlying, okay, blah, blah, blah. Ready? Training. Training is teaching or developing in oneself or other a particular skill or type of behavior. So we're doing some training. I hate to tell you guys that. We're not doing keynotes. We're doing training. We're going to develop a skill or a behavior in you that you can go take your business to the next level. So swattraining.info/events. We're sold out of the 2 top ticket levels. We still got general tickets, VIP tickets, elite tickets. And I'll tell you about this real quick before I bring on Ali. I created this training, this workshop. I don't mean to make money off of it. I don't make money off of it. It's actually going to cost me probably 20 or 30 grand to put it on this year after all my expenses, which is fine because I have 100 of my agents there that are learning these skills, and I'm cheating again. I'm bringing a Jesse Park and a Trey and a Brandon and a Cody and a Pete Fournier and an Edward Pritchard. I'm cheating. I'm putting it in front of all the experts going, hey, I'm only good at a certain small amount of things I can teach you, but hey, get around these people and all their skill levels. I never did $400 or $600 a day. I never wrote $100,000 in referrals. I didn't go create what Brandon Todd did. Like, so I'm bringing all the experts in to train my agents. Hate to tell you, that's selfish part, right? And you get to do the same thing, because I learned a long time ago was you don't have to be that good. If you can put people in front of an expert, you don't have to be that good. And when I finally settled into the mindset of like, hey, I don't have to be good at everything. I can get people in front of people who are good and they can learn those skills. I can find people, Trey, better than me. I have so many people better than me on my team. So many people, Jesse, better than me on my team. So many people, Brand, better than my team. And I'm able to earn money, other people's ideas, other people's efforts. We were all taught, if you want something done right, do it yourself. Yeah, from broke people. You want something done right, find a bunch of other people that are better at you doing it and let them do it. Just cash the checks, right? Let keep getting paid the overrides. Like, hello. But we weren't taught that. We were taught cheating's bad. Want something done right, do it yourself. No, cheating is good if you're surrounding yourself with a mastermind of individuals who have success, that they can go out there and they can help teach not only you, which is great, but what if you have an army of other people there, right? So I designed this training to have an experience. So if you buy a $250 ticket, you're going to have a $250 experience. You're going to sit in the back, you get the information, good, get there. You want a VIP, get a little bit better seat, maybe a table to write on, a lunch, go to the VIP party, go to the, after party on Saturday night, and then you have the elite level and the special ops, $1,000, $2,000 ticket. People go, oh my God, it's crazy. Well, people are spending $10,000 to go watch a football game in the Super Bowl. Like how crazy is that? You're investing in your future. You're investing in your business. You're investing in your career. People spend 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 100 grand to go to college, and they have an 86% fail rate, Trey. 86% of people don't even use the degree that they got, but people shell it out, go in debt, get loans, get grants, no question. And then we go, hey, you can spend 2.5 days to hear from. What I just heard from Brandon Todd is like that alone, which I've heard it before, but from him. But if you didn't know that, like what kind of difference does your life make when you start to go backward? Because most people start to go backwards and they quit. They fold up like a tent in the middle of a windstorm. Oh my God. And if you don't know, hey, now I know what to expect. Isn't it funny? And we're going to talk a lot about this. People spend more time and energy picking out a birthday present, planning a surprise party, or planning a trip than they ever do designing their life. So if I want to go to, Trey, where do you live at? Where do you live, Trey? I can't hear you. You're muted, I think.
You're muted, Trey.
I forgot where you live at again. He's muted. He can't talk. Okay. Brandon, where do you live at?
Fort Myers, Florida.
So if I want to go to Fort Myers, Florida, and I want to plan a trip, would Brandon be a key component of someone I could talk to know how to have the best experience in Fort Myers, Florida? Yes or no? So like most of us would go, hey, I know Brandon. Babe, he lives in Fort Myers. Where should we go? Where's the best restaurant? What's the best hotel? Where's the best beach? How do we get there? We plan our trip. We get our excuse me, we get our ticket. We get, right? Sorry, I didn't mean to slip there. I coughed. That's all happened. Do all that work. I just get like enthralled. We do all that work to go for a vacation. But how many ever actually planned your life and your business that way? How many said, hey, here's where I want to be in 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20. We're going to do a blueprint of your life. How do I get there? Who are the people I can talk to that can show me what I can expect on the way to that journey? That's invaluable information. And if I know what to expect, then I'm going to go, hey, I'm on the right track. True or false? None of us would wake up in the morning and go drive to Fort Myers, Florida without pulling up our GPS. But how many people do you know? Think about all the people you know who get it in life. They wake up in the morning and they're just going through the motions. Where do they want to go? Can you imagine? I call up Brandon. Hey, Brandon, what are you doing? I'm driving. Where are you going? I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? I'm just driving. Why are you driving? I don't know, because everyone else is driving. Well, where are you going? I don't know. Like, you don't have you have no idea where, you're just, wouldn't you think he was insane? I would be like, dude, you can't just get in your car and start driving around going nowhere. But how many people in your life do you know that wake up in the morning, they're driving, going nowhere? You ask them, where are you going to be in 10 years? What's your relationship going to look like? What's your physical life going to look like? What's your spiritual life? What's your financial? Where are you going to live? What do you have? They don't know. I didn't know. You don't know what you don't know. And so this weekend is about not only learning that skills, but going through that journey where we're going to end up with a blueprint of your life. You're going to leave there and you're going to know where you're going to be in 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, a year, 10, 20 years from now. You're going to have a roadmap, but more importantly, you're going to have a guides and gals, right? Who are going to show you what it took to get where they got and what to expect along the way. And so when you hit a detour, you're not going to flip out. You're not going to park your car and go, I'm done. You're going to go, okay, this is expected. This is what I need to do. This is how I want to do it. Speaking of which, I think Joe Crivolo, you're on. I don't know why you can't get your camera on. I don't know. Can you hear me, Joe? Joe. I see him there. He's black screen. Can you talk? Maybe unmute your microphone or no? And I'll bring Ollie on while he tries to figure out. Ollie, can you figure out? Yes, we're good.
I don't know.
Yes,
you want to try me now? Okay.
Good, yes.
So I want you to know it's all right. So I'm in the show. I just want to make sure because it said I was backstage. So I wanted to make sure. Okay.
You're on stage, baby. You're on stage. Let's go.
Perfect.
People watching.
Okay, listen, I get it. I just want to really piggyback on a few things. I think, Nate, what you talked about was spot on. And I just want to say I'm pumped up about this event. And I know there's a lot of people that are excited about coming to this event. And I know there's a lot of work that you're putting into this. And I'm just grateful for the opportunity. What I wanted to say, and before my mic stuff was all getting goofy, is this. I think that when I listen to Jessie Park, I hear a mindset attitude. I know it sounds really elementary, but I just want to say the mindset attitude that she has is so critical because in her darkest time, she was able to push forward. But I always say this, no matter what the case or circumstance, anything I have or anything that you achieve is going to happen with God. You've got to be spiritual. You got to be connected. You got to be able to sit down, be humble, and just listen and take counsel and direction from God, from whatever it is that you feel. I think there's core principles, and I will be talking about, and I'll be training. Nate is so emphatic about making sure we're going to train on meat and potatoes. I'm going to train not just on the 6 pillars of what I believe in and what I train people on, but we're going to walk through each one in real life examples. You can't be successful at this business if you're not health conscious at some level. You do something for your health every day. That's a pillar. It might be the way you diet. It might be the way you exercise. It might be the way you sleep. It might be your cold showers that you take. I don't know what it is, but your health needs to be in order, right? Your spirituality needs to be in order. But all of it starts with what's in between your ears. What I love about Nate as a great example, Nate also Alford says this. With what he's done with SWAT is he's transferred energy, he's transferred attitude, he's transferred belief. He's gotten people to understand they've got to live in a state of being uncomfortable. They've got to go over and above. They've got to do more is what needs to happen. But you know what all this happens? The reason why these events are so critical, the reason why it is so important for everybody to come to SWAT is the circle. The circle you surround yourself around will dictate your success, will dictate what good and bad results you could have. You want to surround yourself around like-minded people or people that are going somewhere that you aspire to go to. That's what happens at SWAT. You'll establish those relationships and make those things happen. Listen, if the ultimate goal is time freedom. Remember, everybody's racing a clock. We're all on this call today. Everybody's on this call and everyone's ready for the next task. We're ready for this to end. Nate, how long is this thing going to go, man? I got another appointment I got to go to. I got another call I got to make. It's because we don't have ultimate freedom. Freedom is going to come from actually what? The step right before time freedom is financial freedom. I love what Nate says. Nate says, oh, come on. Money can buy happiness. I want to remind everybody, when he says that, here's what I hear, because money makes you more of who you are.
Oh,
but what would you look like?
Yes, it does.
What would you look like if you didn't have to worry about money anymore? That's when you have all the time in the world. And then your quote unquote true colors come out because now you have freedom. What do you do with the blessings that you were bestowed with? And that in itself will really show what a person you really are. That's why when they talk about you got to do something you're passionate about, it makes sense to me. I'm not passionate about insurance. I'm passionate about the position I'm in, that I can help people. I can help my clients that I meet with. I can help agents that I work with. I mean, we had a great mastermind session today. I know Jeff Milburn's on here today. He's listening in. I'm grateful for him. But he was in on our mastermind session. We're talking about ideas that we as a company are building, right? That's the team camaraderie. That's the circle you entrust around yourself. So what I'm excited about is getting on stage, spending some time with all of you as speakers and people that are going to be attending, and really going over these 6 pillars and why I always talk about Ali Salah is obsessed with your success and how we can help you achieve goals that you want. And it's exciting to work with other agents and just really get out there and go over these pillars, because I'm telling you, you practice the fundamentals and great things will happen. Bend your knees, great things will always happen.
That's awesome.
So I appreciate you, Nate.
I appreciate
hope
you.
that's enough.
And your microphone just went out again. So, hey, Crystal, James, Jeff, we're not trying to delete you. I don't know how we got on the thing. Can you guys see the YouTube link or the Facebook link in the actual comments? Because we had to get you off so I can get some other speakers on real quick before we wrap up. I don't want to delete you off here, but we're limited to 9 participants. I'm not sure why you're on this side, but can you see in the chat, Crystal or James or Jeff? Can you actually see that link for the YouTube link or the Facebook link? I don't want to click you guys off, and then if you want to click on that and join that way, we can get some other speakers on real quick. I don't know. So we're gonna cut you off, but try to join that way. So I'm not sure why we are limited to 9 guests, but that's okay. Let's see if Cody can jump on again real quick. All right, guys, we're about ready to wrap this up and try again and see if I want to get Cody Askins on here. And Joe Crivolo, I don't know if he ever made it on or not. Why do they I keep removing the guests. They keep joining again. Buckley, help me out here, buddy. I'm technically challenged. I'm going to put your camera on right now. What's going on, brother? Why? How are they joining on the main link?
They must have had the link for this. I'm not sure how they got it, but
Sorry.
I'll keep it clear, and hopefully Cody can jump in.
All right. So yeah. So again, we'll wrap this up here in a second, but I appreciate all you guys jump on here. I don't know what happened to Joe Crivolo, but it's all right. So swattrain.info/events. Again, we're 2.5 weeks away. Not only do you want to be there, but you want to have a team of people there. I always say, bring the people, let the other people do the work. Trey and I both believe the same thing: tools and events, right? I don't have to be great. I can use the tools that are provided by my company, the videos, the corporate overviews, whatever it is, and then get them to an event. Let them get surrounded by other people that have the information that you may not have. And you can become and grow into the person you become and grow into, as opposed to trying to be the person that you may think you need to be, but you're not. And I know that from a perfect example. I spent 4 years going broke in a company, Trey, where people were making millions of dollars. Brandon, they're driving a Mercedes and a Porsche into the office, and I was getting my car repoed. So same product, same comp plan. Only variable was what? Me. So if you have an industry that's created more millionaires than any industry in the world, by far, documented, you have products which are the same, whether it's Mutual Omaha or America or Transamerica or whatever company you have for health products or PNC products. They're all the same. Everyone's using the same products. There's not like someone has some like stuffed away in a drawer somewhere, Jesse. You're like, oh my God, look, I got this product. No one else has it. Hey, they all the same products. They're all getting the same comp plans. So why did 92% of people fail within their first 3 years in the industry? Cody Askins can tell us why, right? It's because of us. And most of us leave that out of the equation. Oh, the leads suck, or this carrier did this, or I got a chart. And then over and look in the mirror and go, hey, it's me. People are making millions of dollars doing what I'm doing, and I'm broke. People are making millions of dollars what I'm doing, and I can't close the sale. People are making millions of dollars what I'm doing, and I don't have my car got repo, whatever the case may be. And so what really the focus on this SWAT training is that really to put the focus on you. So if you don't want the focus on you, don't show up. Because it's not about the products. We're not going to talk about the disability waiver premium and the return and all this stuff that you analyticals want to know. We're not talking about that crap. You guys can read the agent guides later on. We're not going to delve into, how long-term care works as opposed to the, ACA versus the under. We'll have some breakouts. We'll do some more stuff like that, but we're going to focus on you. We're going to focus on why are you not where you want to be, and how can you get to where you want to be by learning from people who are where you want to be. That's it. And I think Cody Askins has done such a phenomenal job in terms of not only teaching, what he's done in terms of the insurance industry, but just bringing together this industry of people to where I don't make money off what Jesse Park does. She doesn't make money off what I do. I don't make money off what Trey does. Trey doesn't make money. I don't make $1 off what Brand does. He doesn't make money. Ollie can go out there and make $10 million. I don't make $1. But we're all willing to come in and invest our time, energy, effort, and expertise to help you become better. Because why? We believe in this industry. We believe in helping people. We believe in the cause of what we're doing. And it's an open game. It's an open, there's trillions of dollars that are out there. And we can recruit Cody for the next 10 years and 1,000 people each. And we still want to glaze the surface of what's out there. So I'm going to bring on Cody, and I'm going to actually bring on Joe Crivolo in a second, and we'll close it out. But Mr. Askins, thank you for joining us, brother. Appreciate you being on. What can they expect from SWAT?
What is up, buddy?
What do they get from you, huh?
Dude, sorry I couldn't get on sooner. And the secret to success is just hang out with Trey Honeycutt enough for long enough, and you just get super wealthy, bro. It's happened for a lot of people that work with him, by the way. Okay. You know what I love about SWAT? SWAT is very different. It is very unique. Nate brings the energy to an all-time high. I will say this, I spoke all over the world. SWAT is my favorite event to speak at. And here's why. Because nobody primes an audience and gets people excited and pours into an audience like Nate and all the speakers at SWAT. So when you run out at SWAT, right, and you're Jesse and Joe, the energy is off the chain. You could say, hey, everybody start jumping up and down. People are just going to freaking jump up and down, right? The energy is nuts. And so what I know is like Nate pours a ton of money into this. He cares about this. He does not need to do it. He was actually only doing this privately for his team. And I said, Nate Offer, what are you doing, bro? You got to share this with the rest of the industry, the rest of the world. And so he started doing that, thankfully. But what I can tell you is you're going to learn a lot of tactical stuff that you can go back and use and implement in your business every single day because you're a part of SWAT.
Well, we did the first
I love
one.
Nate. I love the event.
Piggybacked it on 8%. Because you can, I had you speak at my event, you and Coach Burt, and you both said the same thing. Like, I think Coach said, "Why are you being selfish?" And you're like, "Why are you not?" I'm like, I don't know. I was like, maybe we can do something after 8%. You're like, okay, sure. We did a breakout. We had 85 people show up. And it was funny because we sold 111 tickets to the next event. I'm like, how do we sell 111 tickets when there was only 85 people here? Because they saw that information and they were hungry for it. And they wanted their other people to come. And you're a huge part. I'll just lay it out. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be having this on the industry-wide scale. I would just keep doing it for my own people. And it wasn't because I was selfish. It's just that, I wasn't really looking to expand it out. But you helped expand my vision. You helped realize that, hey, there's other people that need this, and there's enough money to go around that doesn't, I can help other people, and we bring people into this environment so we all grow together. And as we all grow together and we're respectful of each other and our organizations and everything else, which we are at SWAT, things just blossom. Your relationships happen, things happen. Call it karma, call it God, call it the universe, call it whatever. In the book, Think and Grow Rich, again, right there, talks about the 6th sense. And what you've created, Cody, is really being able to allow me to help piggyback off of what 8% is and what the relationships you have, the people you introduced me to. And so I'm grateful and thankful for you. I met you, it's funny. I was talking to your wife today. She's like, he's your best friend. I'm like, he's like a brother to me. Right. So like we become like brothers, which is awesome. And although you're like half my freaking age, but I learn more from you and grow more.
Maybe less.
Maybe less. Shut up. I learn from more from you and grow from you, just being able to have you as a business partner, as a friend. And so I appreciate your, being a foundational part of SWAT, right? I can't imagine SWAT without you. So I appreciate you going to be there and speaking important to the audience. So it's going to be awesome. So Joe Crivolo, Joe K,
what's up?
Thank you.
You know how to turn your camera on or what?
Listen, I have tried 2 cameras. This is my second computer. So
$750 million. Okay. Right. $750 million.
Yes, sir.
$750 million. What did I say again? $750 million of AV in the health insurance space is going to be gracing the stage of SWAT to show you what he did, how he did it, what not to do, how to avoid this, it's like mind blowing, like $750 million. And I loved it because I asked for a bio. I said, give me your bio, right? What's your bio? And he's like, hey, 5.5 years, I was a broker, I was an agent, I was focused on me. And I realized, hey, there's no high end team, right? Like I had to really focus on what was the shift. And he said, and this was the same shift I had, Joe. That's why I'm so loved what you wrote. When I met my mentor, I said, I don't understand, why am I not having the success already? He's like, it's all about you, Nate. It's all about you. How much money can you make? What kind of car you buy? What kind of house can you buy? What kind of growth? When you start focusing on other people's success, you'll have more success than you ever imagined. And I know Jim Rohn said it, or whoever it was, Zig Ziglar. I mean, again, it's all in the books. It's not like this is all new stuff, but that hit me so hard. And that's what you had transposed to be able to have, hey, great, 5.5 years, you're making great money, 100, 200 grand a year. And all of a sudden, boom, you make that shift. How many people's lives can I change? How many people can I help? And that's when your business blew up, so I'm very excited to have you part of this event.
That's been the biggest thing. And it's out there in a bunch of places because it works and it's true. I mean, if you really believe in that and you spend your time and your efforts trying to make other people successful, it's just going to come back to you. And we've seen that happen here literally hundreds of times over. And it's been an amazing journey. And part of the fun of this and part of what gets me up every day and keeps me going is watching that. I tell a story all the time. It's the most amazing thing to me is having somebody drive up to one of the offices in a beat up old car that's held together by duct tape and drive away in a brand new Benz or whatever it is that they want to drive, whatever house they want to be in. And for me, it was being able to put my kids through school without them having any debt. Whatever whatever that is, and you get to live that with those people. And it's for those people that are like, that can have that mindset, can find that mindset, like a Jesse Park, the people that are willing to do the work to change their own lives. People will say, what does it feel like to have changed other people's lives? And I didn't do it. I just give people a roadmap. I try really hard to give them all the tools they need to succeed and then some. But the agents themselves have to do the work. And one of the things I love about SWAT, and the reason, honestly, that I've come back year after year, is because the whole idea of this is to give people tools that they literally can go home with and use right away. I've been in this game for a long time. I've been in health insurance for 15 years. I've been a licensed insurance agent for 30. And I left my first SWAT and couldn't wait to go use what I learned and continued to use it. From my second SWAT, I said, I've seen all this before, and I learned so much more. I can't wait to come back for this one, guys and girls that are on here. This is truly a learning experience. It is the best event every single year. I know you've heard that a couple of times, and you have heard it because it's real. There are other events that might be more fun and might be more rah-rah, but there is nothing that is the combination of an unbelievably good time and something that is going to help you change your own life. It's something that is going to give you the tools that you need to do things differently and to do things better. I'm excited, Nate, that you asked me to be a part of it. I cannot wait to see all those smiling faces out there and to help people get to that next level that they're looking to achieve.
Yeah, and I think what you said, to me, it's the best training event, right? Like, every event plays its role. Like you didn't go to math class one time. That's what's I already seen that before. So I tell you went to math class for 14,000 friggin' hours, right? So you come to this event, Cody Askren puts on 8%. That event is monumental in terms of learning how to go to the next level, expanding your vision. And there's so much stuff you're going to learn there. You're not going to learn at SWAT. It's a different event.
Yep.
Stuff you're at SWAT, you're not going to learn at 8%. It doesn't mean one's better. It's not. They build on each other. That's why we have such a cohesiveness. So if I can teach you in the SWAT how to drag 30 people to 8% nation, watch what happens to your income. Trey's shaking his head because he taught the same thing. Build from event to event to event. 8% is going to teach them things that SWAT won't,
Nate, you said something that was so important earlier. I don't think we say it enough. A lot of agents will look at the cost of not just the ticket to the event, but the plane ticket and in a hotel room, and they look at it as just an expense. And they're not looking at this, or whether it's this or 8% or any of the other great conferences out there. Guys, this is an investment in yourself and in your business. And if you're not investing in that, where is your money going? It is more important to do this stuff than to go buy another 50 leads or whatever the case may be. You are going to learn so many more things by going to these events, not just going to the events, taking the time, listening to people that are in the position that you want to get to. I love watching, whether it's, Coach or Cody on stage. Every time I hear them speak, I learn. And guys, if you're not taking the opportunity to do that, you're missing the boat.
Well, Joe, Trey Honeycutt, what do you have, 700 active writers? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, 700 active writers, right? So if I wanted to go to, here's where they make the mistake, and we'll end with this because I think it was just phenomenal. People invite people to try to recruit them into their business, and that's where they mess up. You need to recruit people to help you invite. See, so if I'm going 8% nation, I'm going 8% nation, great. It's not a decision whether one or the other. I'm going to go to 8% nation, but if I invite 20 people in my sales organization to go there, and they're going to leave fired up, they're going to leave excited, they're going to leave with a bigger vision, they're going to leave with tools from the workshops and the breakout, they're going to leave, trust me, on their level. But if I invite 20, how many do I get to show up? 5, 6? What if I brought 3 or 4 people to an event at SWAT and they taught those people how to invite and recruit 20, right, Trey?
Yeah.
We were taught the same way. Now you got 5 people trying to get 20 people there. And if only 5 show up, what's 5 times 5 is 25 plus the 5 you got. Now you have 30 people sitting at 8%. So let me ask you a simple mathematical equation. If you had 5 people at 8% or 30% 8%, which is going to make you more money? I mean, duh. But so many people go, well, I have so much on my schedule. I'm going to do it. I mean, Trey, I was going to an event every month, 2 or 3 a month when I was building hard. A month. And you got people going, oh, it's a month away from this, or and then we have this, and then we have Thanksgiving, we have Christmas. If you want to build, and this is the last thing I'll leave you guys with, I appreciate you all being on here. If you want to build, get good at putting butts in a seat. Get good at being the Barnum and Bailey promoter. What Cody Askins is he's the best promoter I ever met in my life. He is so good at promoting. And that's why he has the income that he has. Not to take away from him, he has incredible skill levels, but he's a great promoter. Right? Marlon Faulkner, who was homeless, was a great promoter. He got people to put their butt in a chair in front of other people that were experts. And if I can put people in front of experts, isn't it funny? Right? How much does Cody Askins know about creating X, Y? He's got people on his podcast, power players. He brings all the experts in to teach all you stuff. And everyone's following his YouTube channel. everyone's like, he's great at promoting. He builds you up. If you can become a good promoter, which you're going to teach us SWAT, how to become a good promoter, you will succeed in this business on building an agency far more than you becoming an expert at what you do. You will. So we're going to teach you the skills and how to go out and sell. We're going to teach you how to negotiate, how to create a realization in the mind of a buyer that need what you have. We're going to create how to sit down with someone. That's all fine and dandy. We're also going to show you how to build and scale to a level to where you have Joe Krivolaw $750 million in sales, have a Jesse Park $100 million in sales, have a Trey Honeycutt 700 active writers $50 million. I mean, like on and on and on and on. Like I may not even show up. I mean, the lineup I have, I might as well just stay home. I might actually run the camera this year. I don't know because I don't know if I can compete.
Nate, I want to say something real quick. I want to say something to all you out there who I've never been to SWAT, but from what I heard, like I'll probably never want to miss it again. But for all you out there who haven't been, I just want to remind you that your path to success in life comes down to normally a few moments. And those moments contain transformations. And it is almost impossible. If you're beating your head against the wall, if you're continuing to just get stuck in the same thing, repeating the patterns of life, the way alcoholic breaks that as they go to rehab. They get out of the situation they're in. They create a new environment and they go to a different energy. Going to an event like this, going to Cody's 8%, going to those places, gets you out of the problems that you're in. It gets you in a new environment and bathes you in a different energy. What you can see in a podcast and you can see in a restream is 1/1000th as good as being there in the room, feeling that energy of hundreds of other people who are successful and given everything they can to be more successful. And so what I'm saying is get in that room, take the time out, no matter what you're struggling with. If you want to get to the next level, it is a good thing that you're going to go stay in a hotel because your problems at home are not in that hotel. It's good that you're going to fly to a different place. Because the people that you're dealing with and your automatic patterns and everything that you're dealing with in life are not there. You get to go, you get to get a fresh look at yourself, you get to be with yourself, and then you get to connect with other people for one intent, and that's to improve yourself and improve your business and your station in life. So get in the room. That's what I want to say.
Well, I think I'll end with this. I think it's paramount that you say that because, like, I'm not a big roller coaster guy, but like, I go on them. It's kind of like, I don't know if you ever sat there. How many times you watch the roller coaster go around and around and around and around and around? You sit there on the ground looking up. Is it completely different when you're in the seat? When you're up there and you're hanging down the ledge and the thing, your stomach's like in your freaking feet, and you're like, ugh. It's you can't. Can I watch a live stream? No, you can't watch a live stream. You got to be immersed. You got to be immersed in the event. You can't learn to swim on a chalkboard. I could sit here all day long and teach you how to buoyancy and this and the pattern and all this stuff. And throw your ass in the water. It's a whole different story. You forget all that crap. All of a sudden you're like, right? You're just trying not to drown. Flapping your arms, trying to stay above water. You're forgetting, put your arm this way and put it this way and breathe this way. It's the same thing with success. So many people go, can you record it? Can you record it for me, Cody? I can't. Being at 8% in the front, when I sit in the front row, same reason I want to go to a Super Bowl and sit in the front row, because it's a different experience. When I go to a concert, it's a different experience. You don't have the same experience sitting in why in the nosebleeds than you do when you're in the front row. It's a different experience, and you can't like there's studies right now. We're actually play a video at the training, which I think is really pretty impactful the first day. There's studies about the neurological brain and how you learn, and it takes 72 hours to implement and then put into a subconscious mind a new skill or idea. Why is it 2.5 days? Oh, no, 72 hours. It takes there's reasons why we do it. Everything we do is intentional. There's things, and you have to be in that room, and you're sharing a field with all the other people that are in there. And so that you as one is not as strong as the 300. I'll leave it at that before I get all mystical and misty-eyed, and all you people go, "Wow!"
In the room,
we'll let a astrophysicist explain that, and scientists to talk about the brain, how it works, because it's going to be an integral part of our growth there. So appreciate y'all joining with us. I'm excited about having you powerhouses on the team. Thanks for taking time out of your day. I know you guys have plenty of better things to do than to be on here, so I think it was awesome. Appreciate you greatly, and we are excited to see you guys at SWAT June 1st to 3rd. SWATtrain.info/events. We'll see you in a couple weeks, guys. Take care. Thank you very much.